Last fall, we started Clayton in just a traditional preschool setting in the Spencer County area, Louisville area, and we very quickly learned that he wasn't really wired for that traditional setting. He had a lot of behavior problems. He was removed from 2 preschool settings, traditional settings, because of his behaviors that weren't typical to that of his same age peers. The way that he couldn't sit down, couldn't follow directions, just very active. You can imagine getting a phone call multiple times a day to come pick up your child because they're acting out or they can't follow directions. It's just really hard. And then him coming home and not knowing why he's in trouble. Or why he had to be taken away from his friends. Trying to explain that to a 3.5-year-old, it's just hard on everyone. And then I called Thrive. I just knew right away that they were going to be accepting of Clayton and who he was. You could just tell in the way that they welcomed him with open arms. They were willing to take on whatever challenges might occur, and we were just so excited to get started. I remember him coming home because our routine was I put him to bed every night and we talk about what he did for the day. And I remember laying in bed and saying, "Clayton, what did you do today?" And he just started going off about playing with the rocks and climbing the trees and the fairy gems. And then he said, "Mommy, I love my friends. I love Miss Molly. I love Miss Catherine. I'm happy." And I knew that he was where he was supposed to be.
This is Miles Davis. He's 2 years old and has literally grown up in Creasey, Mahan. We don't have a typical route. Actually, that's part of the fun. There's enough trails here to keep it mixed up a little bit. We normally circle the periphery of the park, and then we'll take some of the inner trails. We really enjoy going down by the creek and then going up and down the hills and just enjoying whatever Mother Nature allows us to do on that day.
I've been gardening here all through 2021. I became a master gardener in 2021, and just thought this was the perfect place for me.
As far as being a regular gardener here at Creasey, it's probably been a good year. I would go to Tavia's various talks and would learn so much from her at her when she would give a class, and loved being around her and learning from her, and found myself weeding in one of the beds, and that's where I met Mike and Diane. We all kind of ended up in the same bed weeding, and the rest is history. We adopted a bed together and have become close gardening friends.
I came out, because of the plants, but the people have kept me coming.
Well, I love that there's something for everybody, especially Brian. He can play on all the equipment. I don't have to worry. And every time we come, there's something new. The dinosaur playground is amazing. He's really into dinosaurs right now, but especially the big house play structure. I wish I could play on it. I wish it wasn't so busy so I get a chance to climb up on it.
Creasey feels like an old friend. I call her she. She has always been a friend from day one. I feel like when I walk these trails that I'm actually walking with a friend. I love listening to the wildlife. I love watching the water down the streams. I love seeing the birds fly over. There's the turtles. There's always something here that will surprise you. And it just shows up sometime in the littlest of ways of how it can touch you, relax you. And honestly, it feels like a second home to me. I cannot think of a more worthy place to make sure is here for not only us, but for our children and our children's children. It's that important.